All right, everybody, we are ready with our next run. Our next run is going to be YOHANE. I'm so excited. Leah, take it away.
Metroidvania based on an anime. It's a fairly recent game, released in late 23, so a little under 2 years ago. And I'm quite excited about this category actually, because whenever this game has been at a marathon previously, it's been any percent or all upgrades, which are both very, very similar categories. But all chests is considerably longer than both of them. It has a much more complicated route, and it's complicated enough that I'm having a headache just thinking about it. And notably, I'm currently the only runner in this category. I routed this, and to date, no one else has picked it up yet, but I would really like to get more people to run it, and for it to get a place on the SRC leaderboards, along with the other category of routed map completion. That's enough pre-run yapping, because we got a lot in the run to get into as well. It's going to be quite a dense run, lots to explain. So let's get started in 3, 2, 1, and go. So also just to get started, I'm playing this on Steam version, so on PC. I'm also playing 60 FPS. So the frame rate in this game, and also my game's lagging quite a bit right now. I don't know why it's running poorly today, unfortunately. But the frame rate of the game, either 60 or 120, actually affects the physics of the game quite a bit. Notably, 120 FPS is a bit faster, because YOHANE moves a little faster. So we do split the categories on speedrun.com. And just there we had our first 2 chests of about like 60 or so, I think. I forget how many there are exactly. And there are quite a few that we're not going to be able to get immediately, so we're going to have to go back for them. Right, there's one at the top of this room that we can't get yet. I swear I did everything I could to make the game run well. I set high priority in Task Manager and everything. It's doing its best. I'm running a stream, a local recording, and the Discord screen share all at the same time, with Live Split and Twitch open as well. So, one interesting thing about this game, well, one of many interesting things about this game, is the randomized rooms. So these are sets of, or as the name randomized room would imply, they change pretty much every time you go through them. There's like a pool of rooms that the game can pick from. The game can pick from up between 2 and 5 rooms to give you, and it can also pick from kind of a pool of rooms. You can imagine from that you'd want like 2 rooms every time ideally, and also some quick rooms, but what you end up getting varies a lot. So that was 3 rooms right there. The gold portal indicates the last one. And they were all decently quick rooms, but to be fair, this first set isn't too bad. So Sunken Temple is a fairly short dungeon, with not too much going on. We have our first boss here. And the way we tend to attack is by alternating our weapon and our partner attack. This kind of goes for most of the game, even as we get better attacks. Because each one has a cooldown, and alternating like this allows us to skip the cooldown each time. Just like that, the boss is done. No problemo. Oh. There is a typo in that text. think it might have been a wiser idea to run this on the Switch version instead because of this lag I'm getting. Oh well, it can't be helped. I'll do my best. Pick up that save point there because we want to return there later. They basically allow you to return to them at any point from anywhere on the map. And they also fully restore your health and darkness points. Darkness points kind of functioning as like special points that are used up when you use some of your attacks. For the time being, Grotto is a fairly simple area. Like, we're going to be passing through this area quite a few times. More than any other in the game, actually. So we're not actually going to be doing the boss here right now. The save point to pick up there. This guy, okay. That guy can hit you for a lot. He can hit you for up to half your health, but he only hit me for a quarter of it there. So that's mostly fine. The health is relevant in the next section. I'm also going to be breaking a bunch of these pots because I get some items I want. Like, from the first one there I actually got a Tide Light, which I really want. I need quite a few of those. And I should mention about the movement I'm doing as well. It's a fairly tight window to get chain slides like that, or slide chains. It's a window of only about a couple of frames each time, which is about every half second. You have to input the slide. And that was a little sequence break just there, using the guitar to store myself in the air. You're supposed to get that a bit later into this area, but getting it right there saves about a minute over having to backtrack later. I very desperately tried to pull out Chica there to get rid of the shield, but the lag stopped me. But yeah, a lot of the bosses in this game are about just trying to find as many attack opportunities as you can. So in this case, using Chica nullifies most of his attacks. Need to be careful here. These guys can hit quite strong. They're really safe here. The button to slide is the same as the button to jump, so if you go too early when trying to do a slide chain, you will actually jump out of it. And in that case, that would have resulted in me jumping right into the poison. So yeah, I don't really want to do that. Also, I'm gonna play this safe. Wait. It's not the end of the world if I die, but it is not very good, as you can imagine. So I'm gonna, yeah, play it a little safe where necessary. And you do actually fight this boss multiple times. It's the only boss with this distinction. So this isn't the final fight either. For the most part, All Chess isn't too crazy in the first half. It's the second half where we do a lot of the like category-specific movement and backtracking and stuff. Generally, the halfway point of this game is quite a pivotal point in speedrunning, because that's when we get one of our best movement options. And that kind of shakes the whole thing up. Not too much here before we get into the randomized rooms. I am running quite low on health. We're going to play a bit safe here. This is a very easy room to get, thankfully. I should also mention while I'm in here, you might see chests that I am skipping in these randomized rooms, and that is because they respawn indefinitely, so those chests aren't actually counted in the total. Also, that is a 2-roomer right there. That is really nice. And we get 2-roomers all the time. But yes, any chests in the randomized rooms don't count towards the total, because they respawn infinitely. It's only the ones outside that will actually show up on the map that's being collected. So last fight with this guy before we move to the next area. Alright. There is a demo for this game, which is free to play on Steam and on Switch, and the demo would end right here. It's kind of funny, it's kind of a misleading demo, because it would almost lead you to think that all the bosses in the game function this way, having to be beaten 3 times, but no, it's just this one. Little weirdo. The 2 partners we've unlocked so far are like mostly situational. Like they're far from our most useful partners, but some of the ones we unlock later will really shake up the whole game. Volcano is quite a difficult area for this point in the game. The enemies here hit considerably stronger than in the previous couple regions. So, need to be a bit more on my guard here. Save point right here. And that's important once we'll be returned to it a couple times later. Oh, that's rude. Those who run this game know this room too well. That was pretty much perfect, actually. That is a really awkward room to do well, but that was pretty much perfect. Which I'm surprised with, considering how much I'm struggling to play right now. You can walk on top of those guys. This save point is technically optional, but it is quite risky to skip it. So, yeah. A lot of the save points in this game are actually optional, and you can kind of just skip them to go faster. So, in a nutshell, this game is kind of about taking a lot of risks, as far as speedrun goes. Basically, taking risks and getting away with them is the important thing. I did get an important drop from that first Axeman there, the Great Axe Fragment. I need 3 of those, and yeah. I think it's about a 50-50 drop rate from them. I have a few more opportunities to get them without having to farm though, so it's not over just yet. There are a couple things we're going to be looking out for in this run. Ooh. I meant to jump up to lure that guy up a bit, but yeah. Tide Light's always nice. I need 5 Tide Lights in this run as well. And they are usually much more elusive. Oh no. My special strat killed me there. Well, I'm not dead, but that's not a good thing. What happened? Because I'm going to lose a bit of time at the end of the run now. I tried to do some movement in that room that would let me avoid all hits there, but I did it a bit wrong, so not quite. Did I just get 3 Tide Lights from those pots? Am I looking at that right? I got at least 2 Tide Lights from those pots just then. I think I'm good for Tide Lights this run. Ooh. But yeah, we just got the double jump from that chest we opened in Volcano, which has pretty much revolutionized our movement. And we've now headed back to Grotto, because we did need the double jump to be able to clear Grotto. Oh dear. There is a save point I can take. And that is the last room, thankfully. Although not strictly necessary, aiming lens is a nice drop for these guys, because in combination with a few other items I might be able to make a really helpful accessory. So normally we just go off to the right here, but we do actually have a couple chests to get. There's one over here. And normally we would go through the stone floor here, but there is another chest we need to get as well. This guy can be a pain. You're kind of going to get hit there no matter what. And this is a very nice chest because it always has a Tide Light in it. So I think I'm good for Tide Lights now. I think I got all 5. And now heading back to Yohane's fortune parlor now. So this is basically where you get sent if you die. But you can also buy potions and stuff from here, and that is exactly what we're going to do. So we want 2 offense talismans and at least 2 quality health potions ideally. We're going into the boss here, but before we actually start attacking him, see what we can make. Silver Ring's a decent enough accessory. You can get better ones at this point. So keep in mind we are still just using our most basic weapons at the moment, but after this boss we will get better weapons. This is the last boss we're going to be fighting with just these 2. That is one of the more enjoyable fights in the game, I think. The bosses in this game are overall really fun, and that is one of the better ones, I'd say. Whoops. Like, it's just quite fun to exploit all the ways you can get hits in. Going into Shipwreck now, which I consider the hardest area in the game for speedrunning. Given the level of the enemies here, and our own kind of lack of attack power at this stage, this is, I'd say, definitely the hardest region in a speedrun. But we do get stronger in this region. And the partner we just rescued was Daya, who's kind of like a better version of our first partner, Lilacs. In most cases. Oh dear. Okay, I'm just gonna have to kill that guy now. I'm supposed to stun that guy with Chica, but I got really confused in switching my characters there. You can get really confused when switching characters sometimes, because they, at least the way I do it is I use the shoulder buttons to switch between them, and it just kind of, it's kind of just a wheel, if you can imagine. Like you just kind of cycle through them. But yeah, sometimes you just forget which one you're supposed to be using, or which one you're currently on. This is a really short room. These are the kinds of rooms you want to see. Oops. Oh no, this is the room you don't want to see. Ah. Okay. If you get hit by that stuff, you get frozen, which is really bad. You don't want that. Right, Fluffy Coat is a very good item. Can't make anything else yet, but Fluffy Coat is a very welcome addition. Having just a bit of lag every so often in the game actually messes up so much. I usually play a lot more accurately than this, but it's messing with my ability to do a load of jumps and stuff. Am I in 6 or 7 Tide Lights now? Ah. You only need 5 Tide Lights in a run, but yeah, I got way more than necessary. There is one more Axeman over here. Okay, we've got one more fragment, but we do need one more still. And this room is why we have the health potions. Because these gold cannons hit really hard and you have to damage boost through them. So I don't think this one can kill me no matter what, but yeah, sometimes it gets close. Is that another Tide Light? So I've just picked up a save point there, but I'm actually going to head back here quickly and get the Great Axe Fragment I'm missing. There we are. So we just got the best weapon in the game. GG. It's crazy how readily available it is, that you can get it 20 minutes into the game. Just gonna use an offense talisman here. Casually, this is the first boss I found quite difficult. This boss has a Reaper phase and a Core phase, and you can technically only truly damage it in the Core phase. That is to say, when he's in the Reaper phase, he won't actually take any true damage. Yeah, his real health bar is here. You can 2-cycle him, but it's fairly rare. You need good damage rolls. but whenever you do have to 3-cycle him, it doesn't take too long after that usually. Yeah, one more hit would have done it. So that's shipwreck done for now, but we will be going back. We've unlocked Best Girl. And we'll be going a little over this way. A little into the next area, but not too far. Sea of Trees. This is my personal favourite area. I really like... Mostly the aesthetics of this area, I think are really pretty, and the music. But yeah, this is just a very short kind of stop-off trip. Depending on how much damage you took on the shipwreck boss, you might have to play the section fairly safe. But we have quite a bit of health left, so we're mostly fine. So we just picked up a save point there, kind of in the middle of Sea of Trees, and we've now headed back to the Fortune Parlour. Because the other thing that we get for go to the Fortune Parlour is that after we rescue a character and head to the Fortune Parlour, it basically spawns an item for them in the dungeon. So, as we just say Hanamaru, we just spawned Hanamaru's item. We've gone back to the parlour, and we're going to go get it right now. And also, as far as the game is concerned, all of these items are chests, technically, so we will get all of them in this run as well. But yes, we want to pick up Hanamaru's right now because it's really important. It's a very, very good item. Just going to do another quick shopping trip here. 2 more offense talismans. And now heading back to Volcano. So while we're here, there are 2 chests I'm going to pick up on the way to the boss. There's this one. The miniature train there can be used to make the locomotive pendant, which is a useful defense accessory, although it's kind of overkill. We don't really need it. Like, generally you don't really need defensive accessories in this game too much, if you're skilled at dodging hits. In 120 FPS, those crabs will actually move more slowly, so you can avoid the hits a bit more easily. It's kind of weird, they kind of like reprogram the game in 120 FPS, from what I've heard. I don't play it myself, because my PC doesn't support it, but that's what I've heard, generally. Pick up the save point for safety, but you can technically skip it. I'm going to be using Hanamaru for this. Because that item we got is really important. Whoops. Offense talisman. So she's not very good with technology, so if you give her a laptop, then it generally doesn't go too well. But it is very useful as far as attacking goes. Because you can do that. That is the single strongest attack in the game. Although it has a massive cooldown, and it also uses a lot of darkness points. So yeah, has some downsides. And for the record, darkness points, if you run out of them, you can actually still use special attacks, but instead of consuming darkness points, it will instead consume your health. So you may be wondering what happens then if you run out of health doing that. What happens is that, I need to be really careful here. What happens is that if you get down to 1 health, it will not actually, won't actually kill you, but you can just stay at 1 health indefinitely until you take a single hit, and then you die. And the effect that basically has is that you can kind of just wail on bosses as much as you want until you take a single hit. Essentially meaning that if you can play damageless, then yeah, you can see how that goes. And it's what makes this game really exciting to watch. Like, the bosses go down really, really quickly. But yeah, we've headed back to Sea of Trees to properly finish it this time. Because we needed a Rico from Volcano to break down those ice walls there. Including this one. This is Dire's item, and is also going to give us a very useful attack. There is a puzzle you're supposed to do here, but you can skip the whole thing using Kana. Oh. It's quite difficult when you've got an inconsistent frame rate. There. That's how you do it. Ah! Actually going into the warp rooms here. Sea of Trees warp rooms can be really polarizing. They can either be really short or really long. And that's quite a short one. This is also quite a short one. This is also really short. There are more short ones than long ones. I do not know how I did not take damage there. I really should have been hit by one of those little blobs there. Somehow wasn't. I'm getting short runes when unfortunately I'm getting a lot of them. Okay, that was... Was that 4 or 5 runes? I don't actually know. 4 or 5 runes there, but they were all very short. So we're just heading back here just to return Dire's item, so we can unlock it. No shopping trip this time. Because we want to use that for the boss. Before we go to the boss though, we've got 2 more chests over here we've got to pick up. I'm playing on a GameCube controller, but the GameCube controller doesn't have enough buttons to support like a dedicated map button. So to get to the map instantly, I'm actually just pressing M on my keyboard. Which is a little awkward sometimes, but it works. There's another chest. And yeah, Dire's special is the bite that goes across the screen, which is really useful for both breaking pots and also for killing bosses. This boss will kill a lot of runs when you like start running the game. Like this is kind of like one of the... Yeah, this boss is kind of a menace when you start learning this game, but it actually becomes one of the easier ones after a while. Shouldn't have too many hits left here. Yeah, there we go. And our reward for clearing Sea of Trees is our best movement option in the game. This is Yo, and she launches us out of a... which is really fast. I walked to the wrong place. Meant to go there. There we go. That's what I was meant to do. Getting poisoned doesn't matter too much because we're only here for a very short trip before we head somewhere else. There we are. That's all we needed to backtrack for. And go back to the parlour. So basically kind of in the second half of the run now. Go back to the parlour just to unlock Yo's quest. And now we're going to go into Shipwreck and both find that item and clear out Shipwreck for good. You can turn the lights on here, but it takes time. So we're not going to do that. Gonna just cope with the darkness. This one rogue chest over here. And now we head back. These hits I'm taking don't matter too much. Ooh, first try on that. Oh, that's so good. That's probably a frame perfect shot. But yeah, let's try. And this is a sequence break. You're supposed to kind of go around the other way to get here, but you can just do this. So we've got one more chest to get. Kind of hiding over here. I've had a good few this test, but not today. And now we have back to the parlour again, so we can get Yo's upgrade turned in. And yeah, this basically gives us an even better movement tool. It's kind of overpowered by this point. So with that in our arsenal now, we're going to go back and play that grotto quickly. And when I say quickly, I mean actually taking a little while, because we've got quite a few chests to find here. So that save point I got at the very beginning of the grotto the first time we came here has come in handy for this one. Now we go over here. And we got one hiding out over here. Oh, that was a bit too high. Oh no, it wasn't. I thought I was going to hit the little thing hanging from the ceiling. Up here we've got Rico's item. So anywhere that has kind of our character items, we also do that even in all upgrades, which is one of the more commonly played categories. And then finally we've got them down here. A little bit of a ways away. Hiding out over here. So we're done with Grotto now. That is to say, we've got all the chests in Grotto now, but we're actually going to keep going over here. We need to head back to the top of ruins. Got a chest hiding out all the way up here. And we've got 2 over there. We need to get as one. But the save point, which we also got for health reasons, comes in handy again. I'd say most of the save points we get are to return to later, rather than for health reasons. Ooh. Lag really messing with my jump timings again. And just one more here. Oh. And that's ruins out the way now. Oops. We got 2 more we need to find a volcano as well. One of them being a character item. We very rarely go over in this kind of area. It's kind of cool. One of my favourite things about these categories that only I run is going into these rooms that like nobody really ever goes into because they're not in any percent all upgrades. They have like a unique feel to them. It's kind of cool. Oops, used the wrong go there. Just a quick detour over this way to get Kanon's item. And after this we are actually going to finish Grotto this time. So now for real, we're going to Grotto to finish it. I went back to the wrong save point. No one saw that. When you're on the map, there's a button you can press to lock on to nearest save point, and you pick up a few more save points in this category than you do in any percent of upgrades, so sometimes my muscle memory tries to lock on to a save point that it can't lock onto because there's one that's closer that we don't usually get. Also, Grotto is the only area to have 2 different sets of warp rooms. We're definitely supposed to be playing this part of the game much earlier than we are. Like, we are definitely a bit overpowered for this part of the game by this point. Like, I think you're supposed to do Shipwreck after this section, but we want to do Shipwreck early. Now, Coral Hill is one of the more complicated areas in this category, because we're going to do almost a clean sweep and get almost all of the chests at once, which requires going quite far out of the way. The little skip you can do there. There is a very consistent setup for it though, which is nice. It saves quite a lot of time having to go round through a different route. And we're actually heading down here. Save point here that we're gonna pick up for later. And by later I mean about like 10 seconds from now. Chest all the way down there. And we can't actually climb back up out of there, so we just walk straight back instead. Whoops. Ah! Sometimes movements gets a little weird. Head all the way over here. And pick up this one as well. So now we go back there. And now we go back on the normal route. When I say normal route, I mean the route that we use in the other categories. I keep forgetting that I'm trying to commentate for people who haven't seen the game before, and not just fellow runners. We are taking another diversion here though, compared to any percent. Here because we've got another chest to get up there. And if you're familiar with any percent, we just drop back into the any percent route pretty much. Summon's Coral Hill mostly done. There is one more chest here, but we're going to go back for it later. This boss is notable for being quite a pushover. Even casually, this boss isn't too difficult. Because you can literally crouch to dodge almost all of its attacks. Okay, it's got like... Oh dear. That is non-intentional. I would blame the lag for that one, but I'm going to own up to my mistake there. I should have jumped higher. Alright, this changes things. Right, where's my nearest save point? It's over here. Okay. A little bit of backtracking, but nothing terrible. Well on way to make the estimate, at least. No worries about that. And actually, having that death there does actually mean the ending of the run might play out the way I originally wanted it to. Because the first time I lost all my health back in Volcano, I lost this thing called a musical score that we picked up right at the beginning of the run. This is a drop from an enemy. And generally you want to carry that into the end, because it is really useful for the very end of the game. After you lose it, by losing all your health, or using it otherwise, you can't get it back unless you die to a boss, which is a really weird requirement, but nonetheless we did just die to a boss, so if I'm lucky I could pick up another musical score in the time we have left. And then see the ending as it is supposed to be played out. There is always a save point right next to the boss in any given world, but you usually don't tend to pick it up. That's one of the few attacks you actually have to react to. And there we are. That's how that should look. Right. So this is the final normal area, and just for the record, I want to say when I was writing this category back in like June last year, this area took me like 4 hours to route. It is really complicated. It's like a whole lot of diverging paths here that you can take. Going over here, we have a chest we actually also pick up in any percent, because this is an ingredient for a really important item for the endgame. Right, going to the warps. Our second to last set of warp rooms in the run. This is the longest room you can get in this set. It's very involved. Although, having upgraded Yo makes life a lot easier. So we're getting quite a few. Ooh, 5 rooms. There we are. I'm gonna go and pick up the save point. Yeah, I'll get the heal, why not? Got one we need to get over here. Just hiding away. And the right's gonna look a little weird from here, in this area. I'm gonna go finish the area normally from here. But then we're gonna go back. That is, after we finish the boss, we're gonna go back and do the rest. So it's not like we're gonna cut this area up into 2 or anything, like we have with most of the other ones. Oh, there's our musical score. Nice. Assuming I don't lose that, we can do the ending all the way. Take a risk here. There is a save point off to the right there. No, off to the left. But yeah, I'm at full health. Surely nothing bad happens. In each phase here, you want to get 4 sets of bite plus Buster Sword. You missed one set there, but that should be better. And from this point on, I am going to be at 1 HP from this fight. So of course any one of those would use up my musical score, but... Oh. There we go. Usually the boss dies fairly quickly into that crystal phase there. Before things get scary. So this is our final partner, Mari. It's back to the parlor. That's where we need to go. It gets a little confusing to remember the rank sometimes. Parlor visits are really crucial, but sometimes they're hard to remember. In doing that, we've just unlocked Ruby's and Mari's quests, so we can locate those now. Ruby's just hanging out over here. We go a little bit further because we got another one to get. And we actually did need Mari to get this chest here, which is why we didn't do it earlier. And this is actually the only time we have to use Mari in the whole game. Unfortunately, we don't use her very much. Just giving in rubies there because we need it to get the last chest in Coral Hill as well. Very quick detour to Coral Hill here to pick up Mari's item. And there we go. Oops. We're actually heading back to the very beginning of the game now. Because if you remember near the beginning, there was one chest that I used as an example for chests that we can't always get immediately. And we've got to get that one now. Just in this room over here. You can't backtrack through warp rooms, so you have to walk back to the very beginning of the game to get this one. And, oops. I'm gonna head over here for the other few. There's Chica's item. And that is the only item you can pick up in the demo version of the game, I believe. Lag spike. Over here we actually have a third accessory slot. We used to pick this up just in general for any percent as well, but it's actually about 30 seconds faster to skip it in that category, and all upgrades. Even though it's safer to grab it. But yeah, we have to pick it up in this category so we can get a bit more creative with our loadout at the end. So beating all of the bosses unlocks the entrance to Infernal Altar, which is the final dungeon of the game. There is one item we're looking for here, and that is Orichalcum. It can drop from any of the pots we've got here. And really hoping it does. We need 2 of them. The cool thing about upgraded Yo is that she can break pots like that. Does this work? Yes, it does. There's a chest hiding out over here, and there's also a save point over here, which is very useful as a safety measure if you don't get Orichalcums, because if you don't get them, you can just walk back there, rather than having to backtrack all the way to the beginning of the dungeon. So no Orichalcums just yet. There's one. We have a few opportunities still to get the other one. If we could get a third one, that would be really cool as well. There is a defensive accessory you can use the third one for. Also, mustn't forget, there is a chest over here. I have forgotten this chest before. But there is one over there. Gotta be careful because those spew out ice gas. They will freeze us. I've got to be really careful here because I'm on no health currently. We're still rolling with the accessories we made back in Shipwreck. I think that's worth mentioning. I'll just wait for that. Gotta be really careful in the next area in particular. Things can go quite wrong there. Ah. I'll just play this relatively safe. Alright, I've got to be really careful here, because I'm on 1 HP and I have no health potions. But thankfully, upgraded Yo makes really easy work of a lot of these rooms. It's a lot scarier at any percent. Be really careful there, ducked at the last second there. If the worst case happens and we do end up dying, we should be a bit better off next time. No signs of being the last room just yet. I would like to see a golden hole. Oh, it's giving us 5 rooms. Just when we're on 1 HP. How nice. Ah. I forgot that guy's there. Well, no more musical score, unfortunately. Can't do the cool ending. At least we didn't die, I guess. I could use this for another room for a sec. But yeah. Very unfortunate RNG then. Right, how much money do I have? I'll farm a little bit of money. You can farm money here by grabbing the save point, you basically respawn at the bottom enemies. So you can use that spot to really conveniently farm money. I'm gonna make a final shopping trip for talismans and other potions. Oh. So you want to buy one of every offense talisman. Or even buy 2 of the regular ones. And the rest of the money on the health potions. Oh right, we don't have orichalcums. Right. Need to farm a little bit for orichalcums. I should have done that first, because that way I could get extra money as well for more potions. Oh well. I just need 1. It's 1 now. Okay, want to see if I can get the second one. But that's fine. Yeah. You cannot forget to craft the Hot-Blooded Bell. Also, Analytic Spectacles is a really good item, and for extra safety, I'll get that really nice ring as well. We've got pretty high level accessories here. The Analytic Spectacles give us higher crit chance and good amount of health. The ring gives us a lot of extra health, and the Hot-Blooded Bell is basically the ultimate glass cannon item. We deal, but also take double damage. So it's really crucial for shredding these last couple bosses. Be really careful to not get hit there. Because if Cthulhu hits you with that attack, or really any attack, he will give you a debuff that basically prevents you from using any of your partners, which is really bad, as you can imagine. And it even outright loses movement time in these next couple of rooms because you can't use Yo. So to finish off the game, we have a boss rush here. So we basically go through every boss again, except we are way more powerful now, though they don't pose much of a threat at all. And we can just take them out in a couple seconds each. This boss that we were looking to 2 cycle earlier, we can now 1 cycle. Like that. Strong attack. And yeah, this guy for the 4th time. Can't get enough of him. I use another offense talisman here. And this is usually where you would like to use your musical score if you still have it. Oh, nice. Got the quick kill. You'd normally like to use your musical score on that boss to shred through the next couple, with the guaranteed crit chance. Oh, wrong partner. Oh no. But yeah, you can quick kill that boss, although it's fairly uncommon and subject to attack patterns. I am going to be rolling on 1 HP again shortly, but should be relatively safe. Going to bust out the EX talisman shortly. Right, let's use this now. Oh, that kills him. We've only got the Crystalline Grotto boss, and then round 2 with Cthulhu, who we just fought in Infernal Altar. And we're on to the final boss. We should get down quite quickly with the EX talisman. This thing hits really hard. Yeah, crit for 1280 there. Cthulhu can get really scary if you're on low health, and if you're not killing him quickly enough. But hopefully we should kill him quickly here. Ooh, that's why it's scary. When he comes out of the ground there, he can actually get a sneak surprise attack on you. I panicked for a sec, but we're fine. So we're pretty much in the clear now. We've got the final boss coming up. So timing will come within like 50 seconds from now, approximately. The final boss has 2 phases, but we can shred through them pretty quickly, depending on our luck with Hanamoru's laptop and getting critical hits there. So yeah, you can literally one-shot a phase if you get a critical hit. Use a Prime Talisman, the strongest one. 2400 is a good roll. Yep. Timing will stop as soon as the boss dies. That's not gonna hit. Right, I need to be really careful here. Okay, more attacks. Gotta be really careful. Oh, emergency health potion. Right, time should be able to come up right about now. Time. Ugh, that was a complete mess. I'm not gonna lie,
GG on time.
that run was a total mess.
Hey, it still looked good.
It was... I'm gonna blame it on my PC literally fighting me the entire time. The real final boss was my PC. Ugh. That's a lesson learned on my end. It's a lesson learned on my end. In future, submit this game on Switch. That's what I've learned, but I'm really glad I got to show off this category either way, because, I mean, as far as the actual category goes, like, things that are unique to all chests, like, I got to show off pretty much everything. Like, I've kind of wanted to get more people in the community to run this category, as well as my other silly category that only I run, map completion. I've kind of wanted to bring more attention to them for a little while. Yeah, I hope eventually I can get more people to run it and get it added to the leaderboards, because I did put a considerable amount of time into routing it, and I'm quite proud of the result. So, yeah, but the other categories of this game, any percent and all upgrades, are also really cool. Like, frankly, this game is just really cool in general. Like, kind of the risk-reward factor plays a huge role throughout. Boss kills are really quick, usually. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And as I mentioned briefly, there's also a demo that you can try for free on both Steam and on Switch. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it off there, but thank you for having me on, both with this run and with Diddy Kong Racing last night.
You did a great job running this game. It was really interesting to watch. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Completithon 25. I'm still TabbyXC, but my time right now is coming to an end. I will be back later on tonight, though. So I'm handing it off to CMM 1215. I leave it to you.
Hello, everyone. I'm CMM1215, and I'm going to be your host for the next couple of runs here. And if you are just heading in, we are running Completithon 2025 for Girls Make Games, which was founded in 2014 to provide girls with the space and resources to explore the world of gaming and help them pursue careers in game development. Girls Make Games has helped their alumni go on to graduate high school, college, and on to jobs in the gaming industry and wider STEAM fields. With help through your donations, the Girls Makes Games, Scholarship Fund will give women and girls the support they need to reach their fullest potential. We got a bunch of runs for you guys coming up, so I hope you're excited.